Oh, you thought we were done with Epic the Musical? No, my friends. This is an odyssey. The journey continues. What's going on, YouTube? It's Knox Hill, and we're back with our reaction series. So today, man, you guys know, it feels like I was built to break down Epic the Musical with my love of history. Obviously, Hamilton was an amazing series, an amazing time, and I feel like we continue to build. I'm really enjoying this journey of Epic. And we got yet another saga to dive into right here, right now. It's none other than the Circe saga. But before we get any further, listen, I got live shows coming up. If you're in Denver or if you're in Washington, D.C., I got a hometown show as well. If you want to come meet me, if you want to come see me live, I'll put the links below so you can get your tickets. But anyways, what we're here for. Epic, step back up to the plate. Let's see what you got. Ah, the beautiful sounds of the ocean. For most, it's meditative, it's soothing. For Odysseus and his crew, it's a hellscape from which they can never escape. Tragedy is beautiful. Like the strings.
Captain, I have something that I must confess. Something that I must get off my chest.
Well, that you're a hater and a shade thrower?
Until it is said I cannot rest. Captain,
You really gotta make sure this island is secure.
but Captain,
There's only so much left we can endure. Whatever you need to say can wait some more. Of that I'm sure.
okay.
These strings are really beautiful. I like how we started with the plucky strings, but just kind of building this orchestral epic feel yet again to it all. But for us, we all know, because we've just survived Polyphemus. We've survived losing the majority of his ships to another island of giants. So much death and destruction. And I just love how we start off this part of the saga with these beautiful sounds and almost like lulling us into this false sense of security when we all know the danger that we just had with Poseidon and everything that had gone on previously. But for me, what's really well highlighted here is this discord, this lack of harmony and unison between Eurylochus and between Odysseus, right? Eurylochus has something that he wants to say, but Odysseus is tired of hearing it. Odysseus just wants to focus on the next island, which, as we see, is the Circe saga. So I can only guess we're going to Circe's island, which is interesting that he sent Eurylochus to do it because they cast lots. It was by chance. So they split half the crew because they had known. They'd been getting tired of islands. Every time we go on an island, we get eaten, we get destroyed. It doesn't go well. So basically they cast lots, and Eurylochus and that half of the remaining crew that was left from the singular ship of Odysseus got the ill fate of going to visit Circe.
That I must confess. Something that I must get off my chest. Until it is said I cannot rest.
Until it's said I cannot rest. And it feels like I have something important to say. And yet Odysseus denies him that moment that he's so seeking. And I can't help but wonder if this continues to sow the discord and discontent from his first captain.
Captain,
You really gotta make sure this island is secure.
but Captain,
There's only so much left we can endure. Whatever you need to say can wait some more.
Whatever you need to say. Just a little bit of like a rap flow kind of sped up there.
Of that I'm sure.
okay.
That okay does not sound very convincing. Was that a preview of the winds again?
Eurylochus, back so soon. Where's the rest of your crew?
Oh.
By the gods, what happened to you?
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare us for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we faced
Ooh.
a variety of foes from a
Okay.
wide range of places. Gods, monsters,
Give me that heartbeat bass right there. Just boom, boom, boom. Just kind of building the rhythm. But right here, I talked about the strings and how they were so beautiful to open up with, right? And just like putting you into this sense of harmony. But I love how the strings change. There was a tension to them, right? And all of a sudden, there was danger underneath of them. They had a new tone. And you take something that's normally, like, again, very melodic, very soothing, like string sounds tend to be. But I love when you kind of twist them, right? And you darken them. And you add this angst to them.
So soon. Where's the rest of your crew?
Bump, 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 bump. Just that violin running.
By the gods, what happened to you?
By the gods. Huh, ironic.
We came across a palace. Inside we heard a voice. It seemed to show no malice. To greet it was our choice, but nothing could prepare us
Palace, voice, malice, choice. Nice internal, external rhyme scheme there.
for the power that awaited inside.
What did this palace hide?
Sir, since we left home, we faced a variety of foes from a wide range of places. Gods, monsters, you know the roster. Hostile creatures that we could resist. But this was a hell of a twist, cause we are weak to a power like this.
What was it?
A woman.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
Come inside.
Damn.
Oh! Oh!
Welcome to the best
Oh!
part of your life.
All this talk of power and gods and murder and monsters and the one force that they come against that they feel like they can't defeat. Oh, it's a woman. It's one that we all dread.
But this was a hell of a twist, cause we are weak to a power like this.
What?
Nice little, this was a hell of a twist. Just a little bit of a rap delivery thrown in there with it all.
What was it?
Gives me Hamilton vibes.
What?
She had us in just 2 words.
Come inside.
Damn.
I mean, not to play the innuendo game here, but come inside. If you have been stranded at sea for a decade plus now and not getting any loving, and all of a sudden you see a woman and she says, come inside, well, I know where a lot of people are going.
Welcome to the best part of your life. Go ahead and rest wherever you like. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
I've got you. A little bit of like a British accent? Is this a British actress here?
Only I stayed outside, but the rest went in.
Take a seat. Let me bring
Okay.
you something to eat.
This is dancing.
I bet you're tired from the years spent on your feet. I've got you. Don't worry, Sassy's got you now.
By the time they ate, it was far too
Circe's got you. That's cleverly written because there's a double connotation to that, isn't there? There's the I've got you, I'm taking care of you versus I've got you in my trap because I know what's going
Worry,
on.
Sassy's got you now.
And isn't it ironic? The one time that Eurylochus is his timidity, his caution finally pays off. It's like he finally put the chips down on black and it hit and he got away for once. So it's like, yay, you get to be right one time. One time. Let's see where you go with this one, buddy.
By the time they ate, it was far too late. For inside the meal,
Think of your past
she had cast a spell.
and your mistakes.
They began to squeal
They'll be the last
and grow snouts and tails.
mistakes you'll make.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not.
They began to squeal, which is really clever because we haven't revealed that they're pigs just yet, but then he says they get tails. But you know, like someone's squealing, right? They're squealing out versus obviously a pig squealing.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
They transformed,
This is the price.
and it wasn't quick.
We paid a live.
She turned our men
The world is not
from men to pigs.
and to forgive.
She changed them.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I'm puppeteer, yeah.
We have to go save them.
No, we don't. Look at all we've lost and all we
Don't hate the player, hate the game. But she's not a player of the game. She's controlling the rules to the game.
No, we don't. Look at all we've lost and all we've learned. Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. Think about the men.
Every single cost is so much more than what we've earned. That's a bar.
Single cost is so much more than what we've earned. Think about the men we have left before they're none. Let's just cut our losses, you and I, and let's run.
Of course I'd like to leave now. Of course I'd like to run. But I can hardly sleep now, knowing everything we've done. There's no length I wouldn't go if it was you I had to save. I can only hope you'd do the same.
I can hear her still.
No one
Man, those epic drums right there. But for me, again, you look at this moral dilemma of Odysseus that he's presented, you know, survive, take care of myself, and that's what Eurylochus is promoting here and trying to present to him, or save his crew. But for him, you think about all the moral dilemmas that he's faced and all the regrets that he already has on this Odyssey. So for him, this is just one too many, right? Especially losing all of his other men and all the other ships. He's down to one ship right
I
now.
can hardly sleep now, knowing everything we've done. There's no length
And this is true to Homer's The Odyssey as well, as told by Odysseus, because Eurylochus does advise against this to say, let's just go, right, with the half of your crew that's left. But Odysseus insists on going to face down Circe.
I wouldn't go if it was you I had to save. I can only hope you'd do the same.
No, he wouldn't.
I can hear her still.
No one will find
And her voice deceives.
their way between
What if she can't be killed?
my nymphs and I.
Would you choose to leave?
Their loving
I mean, she is a goddess.
I don't know.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I puppeteer.
She's
Yeah.
a clever witch.
This is the price.
And she's hard to slay.
We paid it all.
It's a game of wits.
We draw the line.
But you don't have to play.
What's from above?
I have to try.
I've got all the power, yeah. I've got all the power. No, I'm not a player, I'm a puppeteer. No, I don't play, I puppeteer, yeah.
Power is something that's consistently explored as a theme throughout this saga. But interesting that Circe is really like lauding that power and holding it in her grasp right now. And that's what's important to her. And again, let's see where we go. Who's laughing like a little schoolgirl?
I must say, what a brilliant speech you gave.
Who goes there?
Just a friend who could help you save your men. A foe like Circe's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a
Another British accent I hear.
like Circe's not to be messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message.
Hey, bar. Bar and a half right there. Hermes was the messenger god. Had his sandals with the winged feet.
Need the blessing of a certain god. Divine
And later on, Zeus sends Hermes on a very important message to go rescue Odysseus from his 7-year captivity. But we're not there yet. We're getting ahead of ourselves.
messed with. You want to beat her, you'll need the blessing of a certain god. Divine intervention, someone who's not afraid to send a message. Hermes?
That laugh.
Would you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words?
Okay.
Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can
I need my glow sticks right now for these god sequences.
Would you like to
All these synthy bounces.
use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can beat her. Wouldn't you like to have some other magic? Wouldn't you like your you can beat her? Wouldn't you in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can beat her. Wouldn't you
That's a clever little just wordsmith right there. You can be hurt or you can beat her. Just the way that he takes the T at the end of hurt and then brings it around to the B for beat. I just love that because it's like it's one T away. It's that close. It's a game of edges.
like to have some other magic? Wouldn't you like
And obviously Hermes talking about the power now because this power dynamic. He's going to offer Odysseus a chance to flip that power dynamic.
hurt or you can beat her? Wouldn't you like to have some other magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer
Deep in the there's some suggestions here. Again, there's a little bit of innuendo game.
your outcome preferred. Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. She can turn you to an animal that'll end up on a plate. She can all but make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date. She
Hey.
can conjure up a monster.
That's kind of a bar too, because obviously, like, turn you to an animal, serve you on a plate, and then make you fall in love like you're on your 100th date, but also dates on a plate. A little bit of a food flip as well,
Love like you're
versus being on a date.
on your 100th date. She can
100th date, just that delivery.
conjure up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to haunt ya when you take her on a love. Wouldn't you like a taste of the
She can conjure monsters. She could even take nymphs and turn them into monsters when she was jealous and turned Scylla into a monster. And again, I'm really getting ahead of myself on things, but Scylla's to come too. Stay tuned. Watch this space.
that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the
Who was that that she was in love with? Glaucus. It was Glaucus, and Glaucus didn't love her, and then she got her heart broken, and then, like, goddesses get jealous. They get jealous, and they turn them to monsters.
stir up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the
Hell hath no fury like a woman
stir
scorned.
up a monster that'll grind you to the bones. She has all the ways to haunt ya when you take her on a lie.
Nice.
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power?
I like Hermes.
Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred?
Is that Circe underneath as well, harmonizing?
Deep in the night, the fight can be
And again, use more than words because Odysseus relies on his wit. So now Hermes is offering him something more than just using his wit to get out of a situation.
tragic. I'll help you conquer her. Oh, oh, here in the root of this flower that lies such a power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest.
You must consume and digest it. Da, 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 da. It's almost like a waterfall style delivery. Again, there's certain like rap rhythmic techniques that are being used with some of the singing that I like. This little just flow switch here.
Power to take her on. You must consume and digest it, then you'll manifest a being of your creation. All you need's imagination, though it's only for a moment. Till you've beaten your opponent.
And I call this route Holy Moly.
Ah,
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than
oh, the pun game.
And I call this route.
The root, so it's a black root, and it's a white flower like milk that Odysseus gets taken, and only the gods can pull up these roots, right? So that's why Circe is so confident in her power, because she knows that no mortal is going to be able to counter her potions and her witchcraft. But Hermes assists Odysseus, but it's interesting because obviously the wordplay is ridiculous because he's a god. He's holy moly because the root is called moly.
for a moment. Till you've beaten your
That's ridiculous.
opponent.
And I call this route Holy Moly.
That laugh, man, that consistent laugh. You're not going to forget this track.
Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned.
I think that Hermes is actually offering Odysseus Viagra so that he can go long into the night.
Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her. Wouldn't you like a taste of the power? Wouldn't you like to use more than words? Deep in the night, the fight lasts for hours. You can be hurt or you can be turned. Wouldn't you like to have some of the magic? Wouldn't you like your outcome preferred? Deep in the night, the fight can be tragic. I'll help you conquer her.
Hermes! Thank you.
Don't thank me, friend. You very well may die. Good luck.
Oh, that was a little bit sinister at the end there. Like, thank you, great grandfather, for helping me, I guess. Let's see where we go. Really good use of the strings in this part of the epic. A little bit of choir chanting underneath that. Oh.
Lady of the palace, sorry that I ask this, but I hope that I've been misinformed. I sent out some scouts to take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to
Like again, like for me, there's some really, really dope rhythms that are thought about with the singing that are written. So the lines and the bar counts are matching in terms of the meter so that he could stay within these singing meters for these different flow patterns. Like as a rapper, I'm going to call it a flow, right? That he sits in. Like the flow switches are nice.
To take a look around through here, and they wound up at your doors. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
Hermes, all I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
Oh, reveal their true form. All men are pigs.
Did was
Men are swine.
reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
I don't know who you are nor why you're here, but let me make this one thing clear. I've got people to protect, nymphs I can't neglect.
What is that? It's been like stutter cut. So you take like the vocal and it's just like, yeah, it's stuttered out. Just the way that this is hitting. Ba, 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 ba. Again, I love when you take like vocals and you kick those into the instrumentation, right? So they're a natural part of the beat sounds. Because for me, like vocals just give you a new range of instrumentation to use because everyone's voice is unique to themselves.
One thing clear, I've got people to protect, nymphs I can't neglect, so I'm not taking chances, dear. If you make one wrong move, then you're done for. Anything I don't approve, then you're done for. I could put a spell on you and you're done for. Boy, you better run or soon you will be.
I don't know why I just thought about Hocus Pocus. I put a spell on
I could
you.
put a spell on
Wow, that's a classic throwback.
you and you're done for. Boy, you better run or soon you will be done for.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You
It's got a nice guitar under him
must
there.
be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got
Interesting how they're matching each other's like rhythmic deliveries here. It's almost like they're in step. Like this is a duel happening right now.
I just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better
But in the original, right, Hermes advises Odysseus, gives Odysseus the root, and he says that don't, after you take the root, right, so that the food that she offers you and the drink won't turn you into a pig, then it's very important that you rush her with your sword. And then as you rush her and close it, then, when she realizes that she's helpless, then she's going to try to seduce you. And you should take that on board and get seduced. And Odysseus does. And then they spend a year there and, merrily make love with a goddess. And, there we go. And in some Greek mythologies and some of the tales and stories that have been told, like they have kids. One of the kids, turning it into a tragedy later on, comes back to Ithaca and accidentally kills Odysseus. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But that is not true to the lore of the Odyssey and the Iliad because it's not mentioned about having kids. But they definitely, in the Odyssey, stay together for a year. Circe offers her bed to Odysseus, and then, he accepts. But, being offered that by the gods and that sort of coercion is definitely a different socially accepted dynamic back then in Greek times and along the lines of Greek mythology versus obviously today you'd be like, say what?
on me.
A little bit of
I
essay.
just ate a flower, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
Also, he doesn't tell her. He doesn't tell her that he had the power. Like Circe gets surprised by it when she realizes that he's not being turned to a pig. And then she's like, what is this mortal man? Is he immortal or is he some type of god in disguise? Like, why is he so powerful? And then she becomes awed by his power. But still, we're still staying on this dynamic of power and this theme of power, which I like.
Power, one that claims your power, so you better cower now and flee.
You must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless.
You and I are now evenly matched. Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect.
She calls him out and he goes, yeah, all right.
Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect. Friends,
Our fates are intertwined, they're attached. And right there, they start singing together right after that line. Let's
our
go.
fates are intertwined, they're attached. I've got people to protect. Friends I can't neglect. So now there is no turning back. You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're done for. Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for. Oh, you better run or soon you will be done for.
was that roar? Did we just have like a monster
You
battle?
better run or soon you will be done for.
Yeah, because it's interesting because obviously the root in the actual Odyssey just is like a shield for Odysseus. But here there was talk about Odysseus like taking on Circe's power and having her power. And that was a theme that was explored, which is different. But yeah, obviously flipping the power. I love how they're both saying they have people to protect because Odysseus is doing this to protect his crew versus Circe, who's protecting her nymphs. Because as the story goes, like one of the first ships that was wrecked on her island, the captain took advantage of her. In other stories, in other Greek mythologies, all the sailors went and did things with the nymphs. So that's where Circe's distrust of men came from, right? And that's why she immediately just turns Odysseus' men to swine. That's why she comes after Odysseus, because she's trying to protect her nymphs. But it's really interesting, again, this kind of dynamic, because even though they're harmonizing and they have their reasons, which are very similar, right? They're still at odds against one another. And they're still saying these words in opposition to the other.
Want to prove that you're
This kind of dance and clash and battle of
done
death.
for. Not even a spell saves you, cause you're done for. Oh, you better run or soon you will be done for.
You've lost.
My nymphs are like my daughters, I protect them
Yeah.
at all costs. The last time we let strangers live, we faced a heavy loss.
There. Oh,
You've given
okay. Well, there we go then. I didn't even have to give the history.
strangers live, we faced a heavy loss. You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
I'm not sure I follow.
Oh. Oh. That's a bar. Everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust. I can't help but wonder if that's alluding to the lust of the first crew that was shipwrecked on her shores and took advantage of her and the nymphs, versus her offer, like we discussed, like Hermes said she was going to do when Odysseus brought his sword to her. And also, forgot to mention, you heard the sword being drawn, so we stay true to that lore.
There are other ways of persuasion.
Man, he's so loving the strings in this part of the
There
saga.
are other modes of control. There are other means of deceit. There are other roads to the soul.
There are other means of deceit. There are other roads to the soul. That's poetic, but also dangerous.
There are other roads to the soul. There are other actions of passion. You have so much left to learn. Want to save your men from the fire. Show me that you're willing to burn.
Who's to say with the mistakes that
What's he suggesting there? Show me that you're willing to burn, right? If you want to save them from the fire, then you have to be willing to sacrifice yourself. But I can't help but wonder, because she talked about the lust before, if what we're presenting here is a moral dilemma, if you're going to burn down there in the underworld with Hades, right? Are you willing to sacrifice your soul for the lust? Because now she's trying to tempt Odysseus.
Men from the fire. Show me that you're willing to burn.
who's to say with the mistakes I've made
Don't be
that they will
afraid.
be the
Think
last
of your
mistakes I
past.
ever made.
Don't break them.
There is so much power, but there's no puppets here.
This is the price.
Mistakes I made. Again, this theme of the regrets that he starts to carry like burdens now. And I love this, how like it's almost like he's going through his own thoughts while she's going through her thoughts, and they're singing, they're talking at each other, but I don't know if they're taking it on board yet. At the same time, they're still not in sync at this point.
There is so much power.
Even though Odysseus has kind of won this battle, right, and has the power over her, interesting that they're now singing that there's so much power.
Who's to say with the
Now like a new power has been revealed.
mistakes I've made
Don't be
that they will
afraid.
be the
Think
last
of your
mistakes I
past.
ever made.
Don't break them.
There is so much power, but there's no puppets here.
This is the price
I'm
we pay
just
now.
on
There is no line,
I'm
never
just
enough. So
on
much power, but
can't.
Man, that was just like, I'm always a fan of male-female duets. And just right there, like just having moments of harmony, but also just like moments of kind of singing contrary to each other. Oh, that was dope. And I also like the flip now, that there's no puppet here. It's almost like acknowledging, right? Because Circe was lauding and bragging about her power, right? And I think, you know, one of the themes in Greek tragedies and throughout that I love that Jorge is using and incorporating here is, you know, once you start to let pride get the best of you, once you start to brag about something, normally fate has a funny way of taking that away from you. So in this case, Circe, while bragging about being the puppeteer, controlling the game, she's now acknowledging Odysseus as an equal, acknowledging his own power, and this power dynamic has shifted and changed. But now she's going to try to influence him and use a different type of power, the power of love.
I can't.
Oh, wait, what?
I can't.
I can't. What can't you do?
Back at home, my wife.
I just heard that. Penelope. That was it. That was it. That was a callback to that.
Back
That was clever.
at home, my wife awaits for me. She's my everything, my Penelope. And she's all my power, all my power. But it's been 12 long years, oh, 12 long years since I have seen my wife. And now the god of tides is out to end my life. So
Poseidon.
I beg you, Circe, grant us mercy and let us puppets live.
Poseidon, eh?
Let us puppets leave. Interesting, because he equates himself when Circe said there's no puppet here. But even though Odysseus has this moment of power of being in control, he's still pleading with Circe. He's still, like, I think that's a very important dynamic shift, because he's voluntarily choosing to position himself with his words as still needing Circe's power, as still giving her the control.
Let us puppets live.
Also, I keep thinking about timelines. Why is the 12 niggling me? Like, where are we when Circe happens in the saga? Oh,
End my life. So I beg you, Circe, grant us mercy and let us puppets live.
that's a beautiful note.
Poseidon, eh? There might be a way to evade him. There might be a way to get home. Though this other way's very dangerous, it might be your one final hope. I know of a brilliant prophet. Problem is this prophet is dead. I can't get you home, but I'll get you to the underworld.
Oh, bring back just the stutter cut in with the vocals, man. And just that note, dead.
I can't get you
Darkens.
home, but I'll get you to the
It's almost like this dance of love, and now we just like broken free from it, haven't we?
is dead. I can't get you home, but I'll get you to the underworld instead. I'll release your men and I'll get you to the underworld instead.
Wait, you're helping us?
Back to this.
There are many ways of persuasion.
I love how he just takes certain chord sequences and he reintroduces them and he reuses them in different ways throughout the epic.
Wait, you're helping us?
There are many ways of persuasion. There are many modes of control. Maybe showing one act of kindness leads to kinder souls down the road.
Interesting. She started off this by saying there are other ways of persuasion, this song. And now there's many ways of persuasion. Just a slight change in it. But now it's taking on new meanings and new connotations yet again. Because before she was using lust. Now,
Maybe showing one act of kindness
now she's using kindness for power.
leads to kinder souls down the road. I remember actions of passion. I have been in love.
Did they go, no, she's a player, not a puppeteer? So now they're echoing her lines. But I love how that puppeteer theme came back around as well. Because maybe one day the world won't need a puppeteer anymore. Because if I show kindness, maybe one day the world will have more justice, more kindness in it. So I won't have to, be so distrusting. I won't have to manipulate the game, manipulate the lives of mortals because they can be trusted. So maybe I do trust this mortal man because he had the power and he had the chance to shift the dynamic. And instead he chose his love and his passion. And then she's moved because it's interesting because they suggested that there's a little bit of like animosity between Circe and Poseidon by the way that she said Poseidon. Like, oh, Poseidon, Jeremy? All right, yeah, bet, I got you. Like, the enemy of my enemy is my friend almost. And I'm just trying to think of like mythology with Poseidon. I mean, there's some tales where she actually has children with Poseidon. Then other ones where she's a scorned lover. But yeah, obviously, again, like you keep thinking of the realm of the mythology, but then you think of, the story that we're running with this. But I like the way that he's building it. Yet again, like for me, this is more of a modern twist on it. Because obviously in Greek times, like nobody batted an eyelid that Odysseus slept with Circe. But you do that now and you're like, okay, well, why are we rooting for Odysseus? Like, again, he's choosing to cheat on his wife. He's trying to be a morally good man, and yet he continues to choose to do these morally bad things. But obviously, our sense of morality has changed as we've modernized and progressed over the years, right? So taking that and instead of having it and staying true to lore, we've kind of flipped it for a more modern audience with that. And it's actually that act of trust, of faith, of loyalty by Odysseus is what ultimately sways Circe and convinces her to help him and to help his crew in the end. And again, I just love the play of the constant shifts of power, those dynamic changes, the shifts of the puppeteer. Like Jorge is really good at taking different themes and then just exploring the different angles of those themes and having the connotations of those themes change depending on who's talking, depending on actions, and as things unfold. Things are constantly changing and shifting, but he's still like continuing to explore those different ideas throughout. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Really dope musically as well too. Circe Saga, Epic the Musical, you are Knox Hill certified. Hope you guys liked today's video. Listen, we're here at the end. Obviously, enjoy the content. We still got more Epic to come. Subscribe, notifications on. It all helps. It all goes a long way. Also, don't forget to copy merch. knoxhilldmv.com. We got hats. You like the hat that I'm wearing? Shirt, bars, gotta catch them all. It all helps. It all supports the channel. I'll put the links below so you can copy your merch and rep the brand. All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay positive. Take care of these. Take care of these. I'll catch you again.
You know I'm going now with a bang. Bang. Tell him leave the bag in a bang. Bang. You should check the tags where we hang. Hang. You know I'm going now with a bang. Know I'm going now with a bang. Bang. Tell him leave the bag in a bang. Bang.